Let's go next to Demori. Demori from Texas. Welcome to the program. What's on your mind today?
Hey, David. Thanks for calling on me. I just had a couple quick questions.
Yeah.
The first one was, and it was really confusing to me because I don't know anybody who uses Truth Central,
Yeah.
um, and how the valuation was yesterday when they went public was nearly $8 billion when it seems they make no money.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not a finance major or anything like
No,
that,
no,
so
no.
that's
Well, it's making me question whether I know anything about finances, to be honest, Demori. It doesn't make any sense. You're absolutely right. I
yeah.
mean, let me
That.
make the strongest argument I can, right? So
Mhm.
you look at the numbers. The numbers for Truth Central in the last 9 months of 2023, or the first 9 months, in a 9 month period, they made $3 million. So you say to yourself, $3 million. There's a lot of independent shows that make 3, 4, 5 million bucks, and they have a reasonable staff. And, so that doesn't sound like a lot of money to start with. You then
Mhm.
see they incurred 50 million in expenses during that same period of time. And somehow we're supposed to believe it's worth 5, 6, 7, $8 billion. For comparison, and by the way, it has only 500,000 users. For comparison, Reddit, which is one of the busiest websites in the world by traffic, recently IPO'd with an almost identical valuation of $5 to $7 billion. How is this possible? So the first answer, Demori, is it's not possible. What this is Trump's friends and cronies buying up the stock on a completely implausible valuation in order to appease Trump or try to funnel money to Trump, even though it's not totally clear Trump can really use or benefit from this money in the immediate. The shares are locked up for 6 months. Who knows? That's one explanation. It's all completely bogus. Now, let me give you a different explanation. Trump merged Truth Social with the Trump Media something or other group. And maybe you could make the argument that through their connections and maybe other properties they own or control, I don't know, that there's some future potential valuation here that is somewhere approximating where it is. But I feel stupid almost making this argument, Demori, because I just don't see it. None of it's making any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with that. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they know something I don't.
Yeah.
Real quick, second one, real fast. Yesterday, or even maybe it was early in the morning when that big ship crashed into the bridge.
Yes.
Twitter, the right wing has been going crazy about DEI caused it and
Yeah.
how the mayor is an example of DEI. It was just
Yep.
literally crazy for me to see that on there.
There's
I just
we
wanted to.
talked about that earlier this week. There is no evidence right now for any of the conspiracy theories that they are talking about. There is no evidence that DEI or diversity hires caused the bridge collapse. There's no evidence that it was a cyber attack. There's no evidence that Joe Biden had anything to do with it, or the mayor who happens to be black, or any of it. I'm seeing the usual suspects come up with the usual conspiracy theories, and I've seen no evidence for them whatsoever.
Right. All right. Thank you for calling on me. I appreciate it.
All right, Demori from Texas, great to hear from you. Why don't we go next to, let's go to Vermont. Z from Burlington, Vermont. Welcome to the program. What's on your mind today?
Hey, David, could you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, I work in the legal cannabis industry in my state, and I
Okay.
was recently reading an article from Political called Broken Promises, and it was talking about how in the beginning stages of legalization in the United States, there was promises to people who were affected by the drug war to get into the industry and have a pathway to strive in it. But it eventually happened that mostly white wealthy men are running the industry. Sorry. And he, well, basically, what I'm getting to is that they have made regulations so strict that it's not allowed a lot of people who have been ostracized from the drug war to get into the industry. And I was just wondering, with federal legalization on the table, if that would help with that process for people.
I don't know enough about the issue, so let me see if I understand what you're telling me. There's been an effort made to say that there are certain folks who were previously, we could say, mistreated by the drug war, encouraging them to get into the legal cannabis industry. Am I understanding that part correctly?
Yes.
Okay. And part of the problem is that because in many states, you're required to have certain amounts of funding for the license and certain amount of funding in the bank and all of these different things, money for the facility and renovation, sometimes security, or you need to hire extra police for traffic if the place is busy, that even though there's been an effort made to get folks involved in the industry legally, in practice, there are all these financial and other regulatory obstacles that prevent them from getting involved.
Absolutely. Yeah. And in my state, they made it so that we can only sell product that is made here. And so the people who own the massive cultivations and the farms have already owned land in the state for a very long time and probably are already wealthy. And there's just a lot of people getting into the industry based on the business side of it rather than the passion for cannabis.
I don't know enough about it to say what needs to happen, but what you're telling me has happened in other industries as well, that they quickly get taken over by a few players with money rather than those who are most passionate. I don't know what the solution is, but I think your instinct that some kind of federal legalization or decriminalization would be part of what might help, but that's not really going to solve the money issue. So that's an area that needs to be looked at more closely.
Right. Well, thank you for my call, David. Appreciate you.
All right, no problem. Z from Burlington, Vermont. An important question, certainly. Let's go to Patrick from Switzerland. Patrick from Switzerland, welcome to the program. What's on your mind? What's going on today? Patrick from Switzerland, please accept my invitation so that we can talk.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I have a few questions for you. It's pretty quick. I'm listening to you from Europe from a long time. I'm on the left, so telling that. So my first question is, what's the? I don't understand the problem with gun in the U.S. because in Switzerland we have one gun for one people living there, and no mass shooting because of regulation. What stopped the U.S. to put some common sense regulation on guns?
You're saying why don't we have more common sense regulations in the United States?
I'm gonna give you an example. In Switzerland, you can have a gun pretty easily. A little harder than in the US, but pretty easily.
Yep.
Like if I broke a law, like I'm doing like speeding over 30 miles an hour over the speed limit or something like this, they're gonna take my gun because if you can't respect a basic law like not speeding, you can't have a gun. And how that worked in Switzerland, and it worked pretty well. And why people are so afraid? If you're a good person, you should have your gun and not being taken from you. So why Americans are so afraid of that?
You're saying why are Americans afraid of their guns being taken?
Yeah.
Oh, well, a lot of it is propaganda because there's been no widespread effort to take anybody's guns. You know, I mean, we had an assault weapons ban in the 90s, but big picture, there are some limitations on the guns you can own or buy. There are limitations on certain other elements, but part of it is propaganda. The American right wing, as well as the NRA, continue to insist Democrats are desperate. They're going to come. They're going to take your guns. And it's not actually something, you know, Barack Obama famously said towards the end of his presidency, I've been here 8 years. There's more guns floating around than when I started. We haven't taken anybody's guns, but we do need common sense regulation. So to answer the specific question you're asking, a lot of the reason people are afraid of their guns being, quote, taken is because the gun industry and the Republican Party circulate propaganda claiming that that's what Democrats want to do.
No, thank you very much, because I couldn't understand from Europe that fear that people have.
Yeah. All right, Patrick.
Thank you very much for your time. I pretty appreciate it. Have a great afternoon.
All right, Patrick from Switzerland. Great to hear from you. And let's go next to, no, I'm out of time. Let's go to a break. We will take calls again and much more program coming up right after this.